A very good afternoon to all my dear students. Mr. Om Gupta, Jignesh, Mandeep, Pranati, Janvi, Komal, Parth, Pakriti, Venkat Lakshmi, Apurva, Akshita, Anand Goel, Harshita, all of you. Good afternoon, students. So we have already completed the first chapter of Indian Partnership Act 1932. So now everyone knows how the partnership is formed. Section 4 also we revised. Section 6. K.D. Kamath and Santi Ranjan Das Gupta, very important case laws which help us to understand how the partnership form of organization is actually differentiated with other forms of organization. Good afternoon, Shriya, Vaidehi, Kajal, Aniket, Ayush Mishra. Ayush Mishra is asking something. All right, no problem, Ayush Mishra. All the PPTs will be uploaded on the portal. Sale of goods and MSQs has already been there. Indian Partnership Unit 1, Unit 2 and Unit 3. All the 3 presentations will be uploaded today by end of day. Okay, students, you can download the PPTs. Mangalpali, Chaudhary, Chaitanya, Shruti, Kriti, Shikha, Rohani, all of you children, a very good afternoon. And as you always keep asking, ma'am, how much we have to do the study material and the presentations that you download, along with the notes and examples that we keep writing in the class, I think that's more than enough. So the most important thing is that you be ready with your notes. The notes should be completed and the second revision. Remember, I told you that day only on Friday, that 7 to 8, I've fixed a time for all of you to revise whatever we have done in the class. So you must continue revising it, because if you'll not revise, then you have a tendency to forget the things and then it becomes very, very difficult. So I understand all my good students have already revised Unit 1. Thank you so much, Akshita. Good afternoon, Dhruv, Ritu, Jayashri, Anjali, Shikha, Shalini, Shilpa, Chanchal, Om Gupta. Once again, good afternoon, child. Mehek, Ayushi, Pratyush, Saloni, Sharma. Good. All right. So let me take a quick quiz so we can understand that my students have revised. Today, we are going to start with the second chapter, that is the relationship of partners, how the partners actually function with in the organization, how they work with one another in an organization when they form the partnership form. So once the partnership form has been formed, they have certain set of rights and duties, what is their relationship between among themselves and third parties. But before we proceed, good, those who have written, yes, ma'am, we have revised, and I am happy that you don't have any doubts. Anyone want to ask any doubts from the first chapter, that is chapter number 1? Before we proceed to the second chapter, you can feel free to ask your doubts from the first chapter. Meanwhile, let us have a quick quiz in order to judge if my students are actually trustworthy and they have actually revised the content. So children, I give you one simple question. There is a partner who joins the organization. ABC Associates is the organization. Mr. B is a partner who is actively participating in my business and is contributing his capital also and is held liable to the third parties whenever the liability arises. What is such a kind of partner known as? What do you call? Okay, Vaidehi, don't worry, partner by holding out. I have a very interesting case study for all of you, so we will discuss that as well. But before that, quickly answer me, students. What will you call this kind of partner? One who is actively participating in the business and he is contributing his capital and he is liable to the third parties as well. What do you call such a kind of partner? Excellent. सौरभ बंसल कह रहा है हिंदी में बता दीजिए बेटा, आप पूछिए, अपना क्वेश्चन पूछ लो, मैं हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगी. Otherwise, we try cooperating with both the category of students, but सौरभ बंसल पूरा लेक्चर हिंदी में हमें लेना अलाउड नहीं है. So अगर आपको कुछ नहीं समझ आता, आप पूछ सकते हैं, मैं आपको हिंदी में समझाऊंगा. All right. So well done, all of you. Ostensible partner, active partner, wonderful. Now the second question for all of you is, there is a partner who is not contributing any capital. He is not participating in business, but he is liable to third parties. And he has simply lent his name to the organization. He's not doing any business in that partnership firm, but his name is being used as a partner. What is such a kind of partner known as? Prakriti Goyal sub-partner we will be covering in chapter number 2 when we talk about transferring of your interest to another partner. So then we will be covering about sub-partnership. No, sleeping partner, you were too quick to answer this one. It's not a sleeping partner. Listen to the question carefully. Apurva is asking, ma'am, in partner profits only, is it unfair? No, Apurva, partner in profit is one who only share the profits, and it is only with the consent of other partners that he has joined in as a partner with you. And all those who have given the answer nominal partner for this question, it's absolutely correct. Akruti is saying joint Hindu partner. No, joint Hindu family, it's different business. Suryansh said sleeping partner. Suryansh, partner who lends his name. Shivam is also saying silent partner. Abhishek is also saying sleeping. Pratima is also saying wrong answer. Rest everyone is correct. So those who have given wrong answer, please listen carefully, children. You are right that he is not participating in the business. He is not contributing capital, but sleeping partner contributes capital, okay? He does not participate in business. That is the only difference between the active and sleeping partner. But here I told you this partner is lending his name. Remember that Shah Rukh Khan example? Shah Rukh Khan ने कहा मैं आपकी फर्म में पार्टनर बन जाता हूँ, but मेरा नाम यूज होगा, मेरे नाम की वजह से आपको बिजनेस मिल रहा है. So anybody who is lending his name without having any real intention in your business, in your firm, is known as nominal partner. And this partner is also held liable to third parties, and his liability is unlimited. Can anyone tell me another? So this is the nominal partner. You all have given the correct answers, but somebody has given a wrong answer. I hope you now understood. Active and sleeping partner has difference between each other is that. Let me just come here. Active partner is one who contributes the capital, actively participates in the management. Sleeping partner has contributed capital, but it is not participating in the management of the business. What is the second point of difference? This is the one point of difference between active and sleeping partner. What is the second point of difference? Can you tell me? Between active and sleeping partner. एक और a point of difference that my students have to answer me. Difference between active and sleeping partner. So how can you say, Mandeep, I'm asking how active and sleeping partner are different from each other. One is that they are not participating. One is participating. Another one remains silent. He's hiding his face. He's the only partner in the firm for eating the profits, but he doesn't want to do any business. Public notice of retirement. Excellent. Excellent, Vedant, Gautam, Vedahi, Gangam, Shalini, Shriya, Pranati, Nitu, Fiza. These are all correct. Krishna and Gangama, you're saying sharing of capital and profit. No. Profits are still being given to the active as well as the sleeping partner. The only point of difference was, second point of difference was public notice in case of retirement. So if you're retiring, one is required to give a public notice. Active partner, it's must for the active partner to give the public notice. But it is not compulsory for the sleeping partner. Why? Because sleeping partner is not known to the public, no? Very good, very good. All of you almost. Titanya, Akshita, Krishna, Mangalpali, Sandhya, Mohammed, Shoaib. Sabne theek answer likha hai. Prakriti, Shruti, everybody. Good. So well done, students. You won in the quiz from Unit 1 and you have given really wonderful answers. So that's really great. Now let's move ahead and discuss about the second chapter, that is mutual rights and duties of the partners. So children, everyone, all of us as an Indians, we are given certain rights and responsibilities and duties as per our Constitution of India. So every human being has certain rights, fundamental rights and duties. You have the right to walk, right to talk, right to information, right to eat. And what are your duties? Your duties as a student, is to obey your parents, respect your elders, and do your studies. And what are your rights? That you should get right to food, right to drink, all these are your rights. Similarly, all the partners have been given certain rights as well as there are certain duties that they have to fulfill. So rights means unke kya kya hak hai, what all rights the partners have, and duties means how are they obliged, what are the responsibilities, what are the obligations that they have on their heads. So we will understand in detail about the rights and duties of the partners. Then we have relationship of partners with third parties. How these partners are related with the third parties. Who are the third parties who deal with the partners? Can you tell me? Who are the third parties? Are the neighbors? Are the neighbors shopkeepers who are sitting over there? Who are the third parties? Quickly tell me, children. Relationship of partners we'll be understanding with third parties. You have to answer me. Who are these third parties? Very good. Wonderful answers, students, you are giving. That's great. Creditors, debtors, bankers, buyers, public, agent. Wonderful. Government, Mandeep Kumpakar. Very nice. Shivam, lenders. Vedant has written all the creditors, suppliers, debtors, customers. Very good. So Prayukta, Lavina, people outside the firm, example suppliers. That is also wonderful, Lavina. Prayukta, Shriya, Garb, Angel, Saloni, Vishnu, Parv, Om, Gautam, all of you, wonderful answers, students. Pratima, Sahana, great. So now all my students know that who are the outsiders. So at times, how I'm dealing with my debtors, how I'm dealing with my creditors, my behavior, all these things really play a very, very important role in the overall partnership. After that, children, we'll be talking about the implied authority of a partner. अब आपने बोला मैम राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज तो समझ आ गया, अथॉरिटी का मतलब क्या है? अथॉरिटी मीन्स दी पावर्स. What all powers have been given to the partners? How much extent they can exclusively use their powers, or are there any restrictions on the powers of the partners? So powers means what all is allowed to a partner to do. You remember there is an implied authority means if I am a partner with all of you, if, for example, Shilpa, Vedahi, and Shriya, if they three are a role of nominal partner. Chaube is asking, Mr. Chaube, I have a doubt. What is the role of nominal partner? He is not known to the public. So can he invite another partner? So Chaube ji, I told you that any person can become a nominal partner. For example, a person who has good goodwill, brand value, and brand name. So here in this, by hiring a nominal partner, we are simply using his brand name, brand value. उस बंदे का बहुत नाम बिल्ड है, तो उसको हमने नॉमिनल पार्टनर ले लिया, तो लोग हमें बोलेंगे यार ये इस बंदे के साथ मिस्टर ए इतना रेनाउंड है, वो भी इनकी फॉर्म में पार्टनर है, तो वाकई इनका अच्छा होगा काम, इनसे काम करवाना. So for example, there was a very superior businessman who was doing business in leather bags. So we made him nominal partner in our leather bags business. So our business will also start grooming because of his name. So nominal partner is only lending his name. Very good, Garv Agarwal. That's nice. How to give answers to the chat box. Mr. Priyam Jain, your answers are coming. Okay, we were discussing about something. Okay, Priyam, Garv, and Vedahi, they have opened up a partnership firm. Now, children, what do you think? Can we say that one of the partners, Priyam, will not be allowed to take the decisions? Only Garv and Vedahi are taking the decisions. So law says this is not done. All the partners have equal powers, responsibilities. Since they have their rights and duties also equally responsible, they have equal powers also. Anyone can do business with the suppliers. Okay? No, Keshav, there is a difference between two. Now, don't go into the doubt, students. Come and pay attention. I hope nominal partner is now clear to everyone. Yes, Shilpa, that can happen. Okay. Implied authority is written in the partnership. Definitely, Akshat, implied authority is written in the partnership deed as well. We'll just discuss that points in detail in a while. But first, you should know what is the implied authority. Now, when I told you these three children, Priyam, Garv, and Vedahi, they are partners in the firm. Now, any one of them can go and have dealings or meetings with the outsiders or suppliers or creditors. It's not that Priyam has to ask for the permission. Okay, it's not that anyone needs to question the other person why you are doing business. So implied authority means everybody has the power to exercise when they are doing business collectively. All right. Yes, Asha Begum, that's correct. Harshita, definitely all your answers are coming. So Saloni is asking if one partner is sleeping, others inactive. So active partner will be doing all the business, and anyways he's a sleeping partner, so he might not take part in the business decisions. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि आप स्लीपिंग पार्टनर को बोलोगे कि तूने कभी आना ही नहीं है, तुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं है बिजनेस के साथ. He can any day come and ask you questions, and he should know, have the awareness and knowledge also about the business. It's just that he has decided he might be a person who is partner in other firms, so he just wants to be a sleeping partner in your firm, contributing capital and eating the profits as well. All right. Vishakha, we discussed who is a third party. You're still asking who is a third party. So third party means all the suppliers, creditors who are dealing with the firm. So I send the goods to Mr. A and Mr. A has to make me the payment, or I am purchasing the goods from Mr. B. I have to make the payment to B. All these debtor-creditor relationship and suppliers who are supplying goods, or the people to whom the goods are further supplied for sale, are the third parties who deal with the partnership firm. And at the end will be partners coming in, going out. That means all the retiring partners. How the admission of partner happens means coming in, and when they're going out is the case of a death of a partner. Maybe some partner has been declared insolvent. All these cases will be covered under partners coming in and going. So let's begin the general duties of the partner. So I was just telling you, what are your duties as a student? That you have to really work in hard, you have to make your notes, you have to study, you have to listen to your parents. These are all your duties. You have to respect your elders. Similarly, the duties of the partners. Okay, all of us in life have certain duties to be performed towards a family or towards other people. इसी तरह से पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म में भी पार्टनर्स की कुछ जनरल ड्यूटीज होती है. उनको क्या क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज उठानी पड़ती है. लेट अस रीड वन बाय वन. दीज 5 आर द जनरल ड्यूटीज ऑफ द पार्टनर्स. To carry on the business of the firm and to be just and faithful in giving true accounts and complete information. Be trustworthy. They should be fair in their dealings. Now, for example, I say A, B, and C are partners, and always B and C are very good friends, and they just keep on sitting and having the coffee and chips alone, and they go for all the business decisions, and they take all the business decisions alone. They don't consult Mr. A, they don't talk to him. Are they doing a wise thing? You 3 are partners, and one of the partners is just left out, and 2 partners have their own relationship, and are they being just and faithful? Are they carrying on the business jointly? You will say, no, ma'am, because there is a difference. The behavior that they're doing with Mr. A is not acceptable. So it is your duty. It is the duty of Mr. B and C as well as Mr. A that to carry on the business collectively. That means together. So they have to be just and faithful to each other. You should give a true accounts means you should give a complete information. If Mr. A is aware of any market fluctuations, he should tell B and C. If B and C are, if B is aware about certain customer who is not doing well with us, then he can share the same. So any information which is in the head or is available with any of these partners, they should collectively share all this kind of information. They should have equality, a relationship of trust and faith among each other. What is the second duty? To indemnify the firm for any loss caused to him during the conduct of firm's business. So what is the meaning of indemnifying the loss? So this word indemnity, when you read CA Inter, there are 3 more chapters of Indian Contract Act which we don't cover in CA Foundation, and we try to cover it in the CA Inter syllabus. Do you know those chapters of Indian Contract Act beyond section 125 when we go? It's indemnity and guarantee, bailment and pledge, all right, and agency. So agency, we still try to talk a lot about the seller being an agent, but agency in itself is a full-fledged chapter as well in the Indian Contract Act. So under indemnity and guarantee, this word indemnify has been defined. For example, the indemnity contracts are with the insurance company. So जब आप कोई इंश्योरेंस कराते हो, सपोज आपने न्यू कार ली एंड उसकी इंश्योरेंस करा, so what is the role of the insurance company? How does the transaction happen? You pay them premium every month, and if the car met with an accident and the bumper gets out, it's broken, it's get damaged, what will you do? You'll go to the insurance company and they will pay you the damages. They will make good the loss, means they will indemnify you, right? So this is the meaning of indemnifying. To indemnify the firm for any loss caused to him during the conduct of firm's business. अब अगर किसी पार्टनर से कोई गलती हो गई है, कोई लॉस उसकी वजह से हुआ, तो उसको वो कंपनसेट करना पड़ेगा. तो टू इंडेमनिफाई का मीनिंग यू कैन राइट डाउन, टू कंपनसेट द अदर पार्टनर्स. ओके, so say for example, they are the partners, Mr. A, B and C are three partners in a firm, and they are in the business of they are doing certain business in the sale and purchase of furniture. Okay, they are in the business of sale and purchase of furniture. So A had the authority that you cannot buy any goods beyond rupees 16,000. So how much is the A's authority to buy the goods? His authority is only up till the amount of rupees 16,000. But this Mr. A went to the market. When he went to the market to buy particular kind of furniture for the purpose of business, Mr. A purchased it for rupees 30,000. Now children, I have given the authority to Mr. A that हमने mutually आपस में decide करा हुआ है कि अगर हम में से कोई भी market से furniture purchase करेगा business firm के लिए, we should not spend more than rupees 16,000. Okay, this was the agreed rate. There was a big dining table which was to be get from the market for the purpose of business. So we have fixed up the certain limit. Now A went to market and he spent rupees 30,000 for this particular furniture table that they want for the purpose of business. Do you think the firm has suffered a loss because of this? Yes or no? Do you think the firm suffers losses because of this? First you tell me yes or no, then I will proceed ahead. No, Ayush Mishra, third party is never your partner. To compensate, that's correct. Yes, the firm has suffered a loss. That's wonderful. Very good answer, Vedi and Priti. Can you tell me how much loss the firm has suffered? Rupees 14K. You know, I told you that you can purchase from the market, but the limit was set is only rupees 16,000. And now this Mr. A, he tries to act so smart. He said, "नहीं, मुझे तो 30,000 का furniture पसंद आ रहा है. Let's buy this one." Now, firm has set a certain budget of 16,000, and you, Mr. A, went out of the boundaries and you just purchased it out of your own choice. So here, A is bound to indemnify the loss. Firm has suffered a loss because of your actions. So it is your duty to pay 14,000 back to the firm, because whatever amount that you got was from the firm only. So firm's budget cannot be disturbed. So 14,000 amount now means to indemnify the loss means now this Mr. A needs to pay rupees 14,000 to the firm for any loss that has been caused by his conduct. So it is because of his behavior, because of his conduct that the firm has suffered a loss. समझ आ गया? Second is to contribute to the losses in equal proportion. Now all those my dear students who keep asking, ma'am, partners को losses भी share करने हैं, definite. You're not here just to eat the profits. You have to, unless and until you are partner in profit only. अगर आप partner in profit only है, तब क्या दो बातें समझते हैं हम कि वो सिर्फ profits लेगा. He will only eat the profits of the firm and he will be liable for any actions of the firm done for that profitable transaction, not for any losses transaction. All right. So it's the duty of the partners to contribute, means they should make certain contribution towards losses. Also, they are bound to share the losses in the same ratio as they share the profits. Not to assign his own share to some other party, like sub-partnership. So if A, B, C are partners and C thought, okay, I will transfer my share, 1/3 share that I'm having with you, I will give it to someone else and he will become a sub-partner. So he cannot do like very easily. It is not his duty. But if in case Mr. A or any other partner wants to do this, there has to be applied the certain principles and logics how we can do this assigning of share of interest. And another one is to attend to his duties diligently. What is the meaning of diligently? Vishwas ke saath. Okay? In a very wise manner. Are you attending your duties diligently? You're obeying the parents, you're attending the classes, you're listening to the teachers carefully, and then you make your notes, you come and revise your content, and then you share the answers with you. This is what you do. So that means you're doing your duties diligently. But at the same time, if another student, he just comes for the leisure, does not enjoy the classes and starts scribbling on the screen, and then when the class is over, he just don't revise, never open the books. Is he performing diligently? Can you call him the hard worker as you all are? So this cannot be done. When you're doing CA, everyone has to put in lots and lots of effort. So if you're attending your duties diligently, similarly, the partner needs to attend his duties very, very carefully. If I am sitting on the office chair, furniture, table, I'm using the air conditioner, it is my responsibility to switch it off when I leave the room. Electricity bills should not be wasted. All right, all these kind of things, you have to be very, very sure how you perform your duties as a partner. So I hope general duties of partners is clear to everyone. Now, before we start with the rights of the partners, which is again very, very simple, here is how we are going to learn to write a descriptive questions, because every time I start your class, many of you start putting me the same question, ma'am, paper mein answer likhna kaise? So this is one of your favorite question, which you have studied a related question from the study material itself. And we discussed in the last class also. You simply have to tell me, read this question out, write a line or so in the facts of the case. Don't write the entire facts of the case. I know that you know it, but just give me an idea how you're going to perform it. And the concerned provision. Number one, you'll write the concerned provision towards which this case law is related. Then you will write the facts of the case, and at the end you will conclude whether A, who was just a friend of X, shall be held liable or not. Yes or no. So just quickly go through the question and then you have to tell me the answer. You all need to read this question and then you have to answer me how the facts of the Nishi Garg, this is the question in front of you in the screen. Yes, Subhiksha, whatever new syllabus changes has come, they will be for May 2024. For November, you have to follow the old syllabus. Okay, we will discuss this point as well. So I hope you all have read the question. Let us quickly read it together. And I have seen many of you have given the answers also. Which first point you want me to repeat, Mandeep? Yes, Janani, it's partner by holding out. Excellent. Study material descriptive questions. Very good, Pratyush. I hope you have done that. All right, many of you have given the correct answers. Let us quickly read it. It says X and Y are partners in partnership firm. They're dealing in the sale and purchase of electronic items. They have introduced a new type of washing machine in the business. Now they are already doing a business and they have purchased a new type of washing machine. Here this friend, Mr. A, is going to act very smart. He is requesting his friend to accompany him for such meeting. Therefore, when A went to the meeting, X introduced him as his friend, as his partner to Z. ठीक है, so actually he was friend, Mr. A was just a friend, but X has introduced him as his partner. So now A remains silent means rule of estoppel has applied. You did not say anything. Now you cannot deny the fact later on. A was started actively participating in the meeting and Z believed that this is actually a real partner and he was really very impressed with his behavior. So he supplied 120 washing machines to the firm on credit. Now, when the credit period expired and the money was not paid by Mr. X, Mr. Z asked for the recovery of prize money from X and A both. So do you think that A will also be held liable? Many of you have written, yes, ma'am, he will be held liable because Section 28, partner by holding out, has become applicable. Krishnam is asking, what is the difference between nominal partner and partner by holding out? Nominal is one who is simply lending his name. He is doing business with you, but this partner by holding out is not doing business with you. He only becomes partner by holding out because of his actions and behavior. He has made the other person believe that he is the partner of the firm. All right, so concern provisions, you will say, no, Apurva, you will not write the answer like this. You have to write the exact concern provision, you describe the facts, and then you give the conclusion. So मुझे पता था आप सबको ये आंसर तो आता ही होगा and simple answer अगर आप लिख कर आएंगे, yes, he is partner by holding out and he can recover the money, that will not be done. You have to write a proper answer, step-by-step formation of the answers have to be done. So first paragraph will be regarding the concern provision. So section 28 अगर आपको याद है तो आप लिख सकते हैं, नहीं तो आप simple लिख सकते हैं, as per the provisions of Indian Partnership Act. This kind of partnership is known as partnership by holding out. Again, he is simply giving you the definition, those 4 points where he himself conducts him or make other believe that as if he is acting as the partner and certain credit has been supplied because of this action, then that person will be treated as a partner only with respect to that transaction. Not for other transactions, but for this transaction, he has represented himself as a partner. So now, in both the cases, it is identical. Only the person to whom the representation has been, वो कहते हैं जिसको representation दी गई है, that person, the person who has acted on his behalf. See, students. Now this Mr. A, who has actually acted on behalf of the other partners, he will be considered partner only for this respective transaction. All right. So you simply have to write about this concern provision and then you have to describe the facts of the case. So facts of the case is simply a summary of whatever the question is given. And then you conclude that, yes, here now your answer will come. You will not try to answer in the first paragraph. Yes, now we will say that A has become. After writing all this concern provision and facts, you will conclude that yes, now since A represents himself or he knowingly permits he has acted as a partner, therefore he becomes liable to Z on faith of such representation. All right, students, so this is your exact formation. You keep asking how we have to write the answers. So your answers should come in 3 small paragraphs, then only you get full 6 marks for any of the descriptive questions. So you must go through all the descriptive questions that are given in your study material also. All right. So I hope it's clear, no doubts. Let's move ahead. How to write direct questions also. Definitely, Vishakha, you can write in your own language. Mr. Prince, all the lectures get recorded and uploaded on the ICI YouTube channel, so you can see any of them over there. Omkar is asking, what is the meaning of credit period? So credit period means उधार का time दिया हुआ था. मैंने आपको कहा कि आज आप मेरे से goods ले जाओ. I give you 2 months credit period means आप 2 months के अंदर अंदर मेरी payment कर देना. Okay. Ishika Roy, you don't need to learn as such the exact framed case laws, but yes, you have to have the awareness about the name of the case law and what it actually says. Yes, all those only which are written in your study material, not anything else. Yes, Neetu, Bagel, you can do that as well. How to write the direct questions? I was reading Bhumika's question. So, Bhumika, this is very interesting question. You know, sometimes descriptive questions you understood that like this you have to write concern, provision, facts of the case, and conclusion. But if a question is, say, for example, this rights of the partner, straight away this question comes. Now, if you'll see in the study material, entire points have the explanation as well. So if it is for 4 marks, you will simply write 5 to 6 headings and one liner answer for that. But if it is for 6 marks, then you have to be a little more elaborative. But children, please, very, very important thing. In CA Foundation Law paper, you don't have to attempt it like a BCom exam paper. If you're doing BCom or BBA from any university, there we expect you to write big, big answers. But in CA Foundation Law, you have to be very specific and to the point. Number one, you can't be very straightforward and write in 2 lines and finish. That is not done. I told you how you have to frame the answers. Number two, your examiner is only asking you certain direct points. You can mention them, discuss in your own language, and you don't need to fill in the sheets. It does not mean that if it is 6 marks question, you have to write 6 sheets. No, it is not required. If I give you, please write down the rights of the partners and it is a 6 mark question, you will simply write right to take part in the conduct of the business, 2-3 lines uske bare mein, right to be consulted, 2-3 lines about that, and maybe if it is for 6 marks, 6 points is sufficient. Or you can write all the 8 points also, then also it's sufficient. But if it is for 4 marks or 2 marks, you don't need to write big, big, lengthy answers. All right. So again, you have to be to the point, but you have to make sure that you cover all these things. Yes, Janvi, we will definitely cover all these points from study material as well. Yes, Simriddhi, you can definitely write in own language. Yes, Neha, that's correct. Maturity. Yes, Aniket. Aditi, then also it will be correct. Krishnam, it's not about the paragraphs. You simply have to tell them that how the answer is related to the concerned provision. All right, so let's move ahead. Rights of the partners. So let's take a small break over here. I give you 5 minutes. Just read this topic from the study material, and then one by one, we'll cover all these rights. Children, these rights are the same rights which you have already been discussing in class 11th and 12th partnership chapter. You have discussed and actually prepared accounts also in trust and capital, sharing of the profits, interest and advances. So I give you 5 minutes break. Just go through the points which are given in the study material and then we'll just discuss. Let's quickly start with the rights of the partners. And I've read, almost all of you have read it. And so many queries have come up, so don't worry. All right, Ch-3, Durga, you can do as in that way also. It's okay. Aniket, duties. Duty to indemnify the loss has also been done. Let us cover this point of rights of the partners. So number one right that we have is right to take part in the conduct of business. Section 12, subclauses A, B, C, D, E talk about all the rights that the partners have been given. So now children, when we started the session, I told you that there are three partners, and if we don't allow A to participate, or A and B are friends, we don't allow C to participate, then you all agreed that, yes, ma'am, that's not correct. This cannot be done. All the partners should be given equal opportunity. Now, example number 2 is going to tell you that if you try to interfere with the management power of any of the partner, he can even go against you in court. He can file an action against you. He can go to the court and he can ask for the dissolution of the firm. All right. So it is very, very important that the management powers are coextensive. Coextensive means everybody has a right to participate. Suppose the management power of the partner is interfered and it is wrongly precluded. मतलब किसी भी एक पार्टनर को अगर गलत कहा जाता है कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ए बी सी में से हमने ए को बोला कि नहीं you cannot participate, we will not allow you to participate in the business, and B and C will only do. Now this angry Mr. A can straight away go to the court and by injunction means restrain the other parties. कोर्ट का एक ऑर्डर आता है, जैसे नोटिस आता है, ऑर्डर निकलते हैं, ऐसे ही आपने ब्रीच ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में भी पढ़ा होगा. So this is a kind of a breach that you're doing. So if you are interfering with my right of participation, I can go to the court and I will take a notice against you that you are restrained from doing so. You are not allowed to do that. So a partner who has been wrongfully deprived the right of participation can ask for the suit for dissolution, a suit for accounts without even dissolution. Suit for dissolution means वो फर्म उनको रिक्वेस्ट कर सकता है कोर्ट को कि आप हमारी फर्म को डिसॉल्व कर दीजिए. आई डोंट वांट टू कंटिन्यू विद दीस पार्टनर्स. They're trying to act so smart. They're not allowing me to participate and take decisions. So I don't want to continue. So it is very, very important that no partner should be deprived of his right. This means deprived means उसका right ले नहीं सकते आप. You cannot stop him from participating in the management. The above mentioned provisions will be applicable only if there is no contract to the contrary between the partners. Means there is no separate contract. Say, for example, if B and C have already contracted with A that look, you will not be allowed to take part. So फिर तो वो sleeping partner की तरह हो गया ना, हमने contract कर लिया. फिर it is quite common to find a term in the partnership agreement which gives only limited power. So many a times, so see, partnership is all about how you make an agreement with each other. So again, this agreement plays a very, very important role. अब हमने आपस में agreement ही कर लिया है कि हम allow नहीं करेंगे, then please go as per the agreement. Law is not going to interfere. So whatever you have decided as partners, that will only be taken over. So in such a cases, court will normally be unwilling to interpose the management with such partner unless it is clearly made out that something illegally has been done or if there is any breach. So number one case is, example number 2 tells you, let me just clear it out. So number one thing is that you cannot deprive anyone. You have to give him participation, otherwise he can go to the court. So यहाँ पे underline कर लेना court. Second point है agreement का. अगर वो कहते हैं अगर आपकी agreement है that you have decided that okay, limited power will be given to few other people, then please move ahead with that. We don't interfere. All right. Then these are the 2 cases. Otherwise, everybody should be taken the right to take part in the business. Now, right to be consulted. अब right to be consulted, अगर हम lighter note पे समझें, तो let's have such little joke in the class. So there's a wedding in the house, and say for example, Sneha Gupta's, okay, let's assume, I don't know whether you have a sister or not. So Sneha Gupta's sister is getting married, and everybody in the family, let's assume Avesh, Aniket, Durga, they all are her friends. Everybody is being asked, okay, Durga, what do you think how the lehenga should look? Aniket is being asked how the flowers arrangement will be made. Avesh is being asked certain questions, what will people like to eat? So everybody's opinion is being taken. But Sneha Gupta, whose sister is getting married, nobody is asking Sneha anything. How will Sneha feel? Will she feel good? बुरा लगेगा ना यार, सब लोग एक दूसरे से शादी के बारे में डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, ओपिनियन ले रहे हैं, बट मुझसे तो कोई कुछ पूछ ही नहीं रहा है, मुझे तो कोई मेरी राय ही नहीं मांग रहे. Nobody is asking me my opinion. I am not being consulted. So law says every partner also in a similar way. Now let's come back from the wedding to this partnership. Every partner also feel the same if you don't allow them to express their opinion. So if you'll not ask Neha, she will feel very bad and she will not even enjoy the wedding. She will be making a face and roaming around over there. Similarly, if you're cracking a big business deal and these ABC partners, you did not even ask Mr. B, you did not even take him for the meeting, and now you've cracked the deal and A and C are having a pizza party, B will not even come and eat your pizza. Why? Because he was not consulted. Everyone enjoys to express their opinion. ऐसा ही होता है ना घर में भी, जब कोई घर में बात चल रही होती है तो आपको होता है कि हमारी भी राय ली जाए. आई नो वैसे तो जनरली पेरेंट्स आप लोगों की पता नहीं राय लेते हैं या नहीं ज्यादा, या शी फील बैड, सजेशन करना पड़ेगा. वेरी गुड योगेश, आशा एंड वेंकट लक्ष्मी, अमित, very nice that you enjoy this kind of examples. So good. So this is how the partnership is also. You all are having a bond of trust and confidence as partners. You feel very bad if you're not consulted. So, okay. So every partner has the right that he should be called upon and asked, invited to express their opinion before any decision is taken. ये नहीं कि बाद में आप पिज्जा पार्टी कर रहे हो और बी को बोल रहे हो आजा भाई तू भी, हमने डील क्रैक कर ली. No. Before going for the client meeting, ask him also to join you. He should also be given the feel of the decision. एक तो point number 1 हो गया इसमें, that every partner should be consulted. Point number 2, underline the word routine. अब routine matters है. कितना पैसा आना है, कितना नहीं है. Yes, that's great. Amit, it means to say. You have to give him the power of inclusion. Okay. So, for example, again, PQR are 3 partners and R was traveling abroad. And P and Q are dealing in the daily matters of the business and they take the decisions and doing the entire work. Now, sometimes you have to take very quick business decisions. So if R is traveling and P and Q are doing the daily business, it is not necessary that you will call up R and ask him that, R, when are you coming back? We'll keep waiting. Once you land back, then only we'll take the decision. So जो routine के काम है, जैसे किसी ने lender ने पैसे देने हैं, supplier आया है, everyday routine business we are doing with one of the supplier, Mr. A, so that will continue. Their majority of the partners' decision is fine. It is not necessary that you just go and keep calling all the partners and then taking a decision. So number 1, हमने शादी वाला example याद रखना है कि अगर किसी को पूछा नहीं जाएगा तो बुरा लगेगा. Similarly, every partner should be given the right to be consulted. Number 2, routine matters. One of the partner is traveling abroad. Example ऐसे मन में याद रखिएगा. Examples करके करोगे ना बच्चे, लॉ बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इजी लगेगा, मुश्किल नहीं लगेगा फिर कुछ. So frame has many examples, but they should be having the correct meaning and relevant to the text. More and more examples you read, you will start enjoying law. It's not at all boring, it's fun. Law is truly fun. Trust me, students. Okay, so fun समझ कर ही पढ़ा करो, फिर आपको easy लगे. Notes बनाकर, points बनाकर, underline कर कर. Okay, and routine matter में majority of the partners. So make a flow chart today. Right to be consulted. Number 1, all the partners. Number 2, routine matters. Arrow, majority of them. So if majority of them are acting in good faith and every partner must be consulted, all of this has to be taken into notice. Right to access the books. Can you say that only two of the partners will see the books of accounts, others will not? No. Every partner should be given the right to check the books of accounts. Every, even active and sleeping. You know, why does sleeping partner need to inspect the books? You tell me. आपको लगता है स्लीपिंग पार्टनर को रहने दो ना, छोड़ो, वो तो करता नहीं है बिजनेस हमारे साथ, उसको क्यों अलाउ करना? Tell me, why do you think हाँ जी, sleeping partner, yes, absolutely, he can do that. 1 or 2 lines. Thank you, Punjabi SF. I'm glad you enjoyed the examples. Thank you, Vidisha. Harshita, unanimously, what are you asking? It's not unanimously means together if all of the consent is needed. Sleeping partner because he has invested capital. That's wonderful. For evaluating the profits because they're liable to third parties. Very good, Fiza. Shirinathi, Shruti, Venkat Lakshmi, Shilpa, Vedahi, Nishi, सबने ठीक आंसर दिए हैं. Very right, very right, very right. All of you are correct, students. Good. Great. Thank you, Palak, Dudani, and Priyukta. 1 or 2 lines, whether you don't have to, that means you don't have to extend it too long. You don't have to write too many examples. In examples are for your understanding so that the concept becomes more clearer in your mind. Vedant Sharma, that's correct, for fair sharing of profits. Very good. Wonderful answers. He's not cheated. Lavina feels that he should not be cheated. He's liable to third parties. Jia Walia, Amit. Very nice. Devanshi, we are doing the third point only, beta. He's liable to third party. He must know what's going on in the business. Pratyush. All of you have given wonderful answers, children. So right to it says the book, sleeping partner, active, all of them have the right. And you have already written very beautifully why they want to see whether everything is doing nicely, everything is going in the flow, sharing of profits is being done in a trustworthy and fair manner. Bona fide means in good faith. Everything is working. Rights must be exercised in real. Bona fide means in real. Okay, na? It is not that they have just given the rights, but they should be like, yes, fair game. That's correct. Yes, Divyanshi, you can write the examples in paper also, but just make sure that you don't extend the answers too long. You know, sometimes children keep on attempting law paper and फिर वो BCR business communication रह जाता है. या फिर sometimes they invest too much time in doing those comprehensions that they leave law paper. So please, children, remind me someday. We will discuss about the timetable and management also in how much time. Once we are done with the syllabus, maybe after Companies Act last day, just remind me. I'll tell you how you have to break up your hours and timings. How much time you should be giving to 4 marks and 6 marks questions, and whether you have to give 1 or 40 minutes to law and BCR, how we have to divide it. We'll discuss this at the end of the syllabus. Right now, your duties and rights are to keep covering the syllabus and keep learning it, keep making your notes. Rights of legal heirs and representatives. Now, who are the legal representatives? Suppose one of the partner has died. So their legal representatives means their family members, their children, their spouse, they also have the access to the books of accounts. Why do you think the legal heirs want to check the books of accounts? Again, at the same reason, like a sleeping partner. They also want to know whether their share of profits, which was due to the partner who has died, has been computed correctly and has been given to him in a correct and fair manner. So all these points are collectively very, very important. Now comes your mutual rights and liabilities, which is again very, very simple. Right to remuneration. Section 12 ने आपको 4 rights बताए, जो कि major rights है partners के. Analysis of Section 12, conduct of the business. All the partner has to be conducting fairly and doing it nicely, trustworthy and good form. Section 13 typically talks about the mutual rights and liabilities. ये आपके प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में जो आप रीवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट बनाते हो, पार्टनर्स अकाउंट्स बनाते हो, इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल, शेयरिंग ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स, वो वाले राइट्स की बात। राइट टू रेम्यूनरेशन, कहते हैं नो पार्टनर इज इंटाइटल्ड टू रेम्यूनरेशन। सैलरी थोड़ी ना दे रहे हो, रेम्यूनरेशन का मतलब क्या होता है? रेम्यूनरेशन मीन्स जो एक सैलरी एम्प्लॉयर अपने एम्प्लॉय को देता है। तो आप तो पार्टनर हो, आप तो मेरे साथ ओनर हो बिजनेस के, व्हाई शुड आई गिव यू अ सैलरी और रेम्यूनरेशन? But still, remember I told you the other day also, managerial remuneration. You must have read about this. 2A is managerial remuneration. I still remember writing these words in my accounts paper. So many a times, again, by agreement, children, partnership is all about agreement. जो भी हमने agreement करके sign कर लिया, वो तो करना ही करना है, ठीक है ना? This rule can be varied means हमने ये rule change कर लिया। हमने पढ़ा, मैम ने पढ़ाया, सेक्शन 13 सबसेक्शन ए में कहता है कोई रेम्यूनरेशन नहीं मिलेगी। बट जो एक वन ऑफ द पार्टनर है, ही इज अ लॉयर आल्सो, ही सेड आई विल गिव यू डिफरेंट लीगल सर्विसेज आल्सो, आई विल डू लिटिल एक्स्ट्रा वर्क फॉर माय फर्म, आई विल बी एक्टिंग एज अ मैनेजर इन द फर्म. So here we made an agreement that okay fine, in due course of dealings we will be giving you certain remuneration for this. Otherwise we are sharing the profits, but here we have made it a custom that anything that you do extraordinary, you will get a remuneration for that. Now, once we have made an agreement for this thing, now you have to pay this particular lawyer who is a partner with you, you have to pay him the remuneration. Okay. Then comes your right to share the profits. All the profits should be shared equally, or children, in the ratio that you have agreed. Even at times it's in the capital ratio. So whatever partners have agreed to do. Amount of profits shared must be as per the agreement between the partners. If there is no agreement, then equality share. No connection between the proportion which the partners share the profits and in which they have part. There is no connection, although it's not that the partners might be contributing somebody 50,000, somebody 20,000, somebody 10,000. But now you all are partners. ठीक है ना? उस टाइम हमें लगा था कि चलो बिजनेस कर रहे हैं तो कोई कम कैपिटल लाए. But there is no connection. Profits have to be divided either as per the agreement or equal. If there is no agreement and you make a presumption of equality, burden of proving that the shares are unequal lie on the party alleging the same. Now this is very interesting. A, B and C थे, 3 partners हैं. अब उन्होंने एग्रीमेंट नहीं बनाई. ध्यान से नहीं ना सुनते, मैंने बोला था एग्रीमेंट रिटन बनानी जरूरी है. लड़ाई झगड़ा डिस्प्यूट्स होते हैं तो आप रिटन डॉक्यूमेंट देकर एविडेंस आप प्रूव कर सकते हो पॉइंट. अब इन्होंने रिटन एग्रीमेंट नहीं बनाई एंड 1:1:1 प्रॉफिट्स देने थे. बी एंड सी ने होशियारी करी, सारे प्रॉफिट्स खुद ले लिए, ए को बहुत थोड़ा सा हिस्सा दी. सो दे टुक, ही टुक 40%, he took 40% and gave A 20%. Now law says sharing of profits was to be done as per the agreement. Number 1. अब आप बोलोगे मैम here there is no agreement. Point number 2, if there was no agreement, then presumption of equality. It should have been done 1:1:1. But they have done it 1:2:2. खुद तो इन्होंने ज्यादा हिस्सा ले लिया, 40-40%, इसको 20% दिया. तो वो कहता है कि now burden of proving, A will have to go to the court and it is on A's head. The entire burden of proving that my share is not equal lies upon Mr. A. Will lie on the party alleging the same, means who is complaining about it. So obviously A के साथ धोखा हुआ है तो A complaint file करेगा ना court में. So now A has to prove this point that my share of profit was not equally divided and I have not been given the equal share of profit. Next is interest on capital. Again, as per an agreement, it can be given. Or if it is any trade and custom, we have been doing partners, we have been giving interest on capital. Now, if new partner is joining, he will also get the interest on capital. Trade custom means we have been following it as a routine business. We have been giving interest on capital always. A statutory provisions entitles him to such interest. That means there is a provision which has made it compulsory. Sometimes it has come as per law, it is required. Okay. So any of the reasons, if it is here, so capital means the money which is being brought by the partners for starting the business. So at times they are paid certain interest. It is not compulsory. If you have an agreement, you can pay it. If you don't have an agreement, you can avoid it. Interest on advances. This is, please mark it very, very important. कई बारी कोई case study भी आ जाती है. अब advances का मतलब क्या होता है? एक पार्टनर है मिस्टर ए जिसने एबीसी एसोसिएट्स फर्म को लोन दिया हुआ है. तो एबीसी पार्टनर्स थे और उन्होंने बोला ए इज अ वेरी वेल नोन पर्सन एंड गुड सॉलिड फैमिली बैकग्राउंड. तो उसने कहा कोई नहीं, आप अच्छे से बिजनेस करते हैं सारे पार्टनर्स, मैं एक लोन भी दे देता हूँ 50,000 का, आराम से वापस कर देना मेरा लोन. सो पार्टनर इज मेकिंग एन एडवांस टू द फर्म, not to the other partners, to the firm, in addition to the amount of capital. Although he bought capital also, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 capital was contributed by everyone. And this a well-known person, he contributed 50,000 rupees as a loan to the firm. Now, such partner, Mr. A, will get interest at the rate of 6% per annum on this 50,000. So 50,000 into 6 upon 100 into 1 by 12, that is per month interest has to be computed and it has to be given to the partner, Mr. A, who bought the advance or who bought the loan amount. So कहते हैं interest on capital ceases to run on dissolution. However, interest on advances keep running even after dissolution and up to the date of payment. तो दो पॉइंट्स है इसमें. एक तो आपने एडवांस दिया तो आपको कितना इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा? 6% पर एनम. एडवांस दिया मतलब उधार दिया आपने बिजनेस. अगर आप कोई भी बैंक से भी लोन लेते हैं तो बैंक आपसे इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करता है ना. तो उन्होंने बोला हम आपस में भी, आप पार्टनर्स भी, आप भी लोग वेरी नाइसली, सो व्हाई डोंट यू गिव मी सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ loan to the firm. So this partner will get, number one, interest at the rate of 6% per annum. So 1 by 12 कर आप monthly निकाल लेंगे. However, अब कल को ये फर्म बंद होगी, डिसॉल्व होगी, एबीसी एसोसिएट्स की फर्म बंद, तो इंटरेस्ट इन कैपिटल मिलना बंद हो जाए. You will not get any interest in capital because the firm is closed. However, unless and until the firm has not repaid 50,000, the interest on advances will keep on continuing. So if the firm ended on 31st December 2022, and if today, 31st July, still you have not repaid the money of 50,000, you have still continued to pay the interest and advances. Okay. Now let's come to another point, right to be indemnified. Every partner has the right to be indemnified for any losses occurred by him. अब आपने पहले वाले में, सुबह वाले केस में क्या पढ़ा था? Right to indemnify. That partner should indemnify. Here it is past tense, right to be indemnified. Right to indemnify the firm, तो वही एग्जांपल है कि आपने 14 तक फिर 16,000 का था, आपने 30,000 का खरीदा, now you have to pay back 40,000. Why? Because of your willful neglect. आपने अपनी मर्जी से गलती करी थी एंड फर्म को लॉस सफर करना पड़ा, अब आप फर्म को पैसे दो. क्लियर है? What is the meaning of right to be indemnified? Do you think that you need to pay to the partner also at times? वो कह रहे पार्टनर तो फर्म को दे देगा, वो तो समझ आ गया, but why do we need to pay to the partner? चलो, let me test your knowledge. Think, do you think what can be the situation? Think, go beyond the examples. What can be an example? Section 13, subsection E apply करो. Fifth point, where do you think that right to be indemnified means that now the partner needs to be indemnified, you have to pay the partner? Fiza Khan, Fiza Afreen, that's why I have segregated those duties. So you can simply read my presentation, refer to that. The points have been already segregated. Here we are just understanding the detail. Good, Mr. Yogesh Sharma, he's saying, I thought law is hot, but it's easy now. Great. Thank you, Shreya. And thank you all those who have written, ma'am, we enjoyed the examples. Thank you so much. Yes. Interesting. Loan to the firm, compensate. In case of emergency, very good, Deepika. Where the assets bought by a partner are damaged, then he can be indemnified. So, Saloni, if you are the partner and you have done some damage, then you will have to indemnify the firm. Okay. If partner has given any money, okay, if partner has given any money, then whether it will fall under interest or advances, na? Why here? Excellent, Varun Verma. If partner has paid to the creditors on behalf of the firm, very nice example. Again, Ishika Roy, loan point we have already covered. Whether Ishika, loan point is under interest and advances. Krishna Singh is good. Yes, Kavya, any expenditures you incurred. Very nice. Now, all those who have sent, if any emergency occurred, Mangal Pali, Rohani, Vidisha, Saloni, Vedant, all these points are very, very good. So you have now started applying brains that maybe some emergency occurred or fire occurred in the firm and Mr. Ray just jumped into the fire in order to save all the files. Now he has suffered certain, injuries and damages because of this. So the firm needs to pay him. Okay. So if any conduct of the business, he has done anything because of, or maybe he has made certain payments on behalf of the firm, or maybe certain dues were to be cleared. Mr. Ray, one of the person went out of the way and did all these things. So now it's firm's duty to indemnify him, means to compensate. All right. Now we have to do a very, very interesting topic, that is partnership property. Let me explain you in general section 14 and then you can just give it a reading. Partnership property means all the assets. So you and me are partners. हमने partnership business शुरू करा. So मैं अपने घर से फर्नीचर लाई, आपने कहा चलो थोड़ा आजकल फायर स्टिक भी देखना होता है, मूड बन जाता है, तो आपने टीवी भी लगा लिया. आपने टीवी लगवाया, लाइट्स लगवाई, मिस्टर सी जो पार्टनर थे उन्होंने कर्टन्स लगवाए. ये सारे अब जो एसेट्स ला रहे हैं, जो कैपिटल्स कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं, these all separately known as the partnership property. आपको मैंने कहा था ना ये joint properties है. You cannot say that I bought the chair from the home and then only I will sit, other partners cannot sit. All the partners have equal right to participate in the partnership property. And second is the goodwill. वो कहते हैं assets तो समझ आ गया, ये goodwill क्या है? Whatever reputation that you have built over the years is also property of the partnership. So if we have been doing business together from last 15 to 20 years, if we are in the suits and purchase, sale and purchase of business of suits, so we have built a certain name in that market. So from last 15 to 16 years, the shop has been doing really good. The brand value has been created. So now this goodwill, particular goodwill will also become the partnership property. All right. So just give it a fair reading. Section 14, thoda sa detail mein ek baar read karo. And then after a break, we'll discuss this point. Yes, welcome back, students. So partnership property. Statutory provision, Ishika Roy, statutory provision means that provisions which are given under law. So now this is what is written over here. Any emergency handled, yes, Shruti and Subiksha, the examples given by you, that is absolutely correct for indemnifying the laws. Yes, Urvishi, that I just spoke right now. We will talk about that evaluation and timetable once we are done with the syllabus. Okay. So all the rights and properties separately and all the rights and properties purchased later. So इसके आगे लिख लेना common business means they are talking about the capital contribution. Point number 1 talks about the capital contribution, and this talks about all the assets that the firm has been purchasing from time to time. All right. So joint property means capitals contributed by the partners. And this point means all the assets which the firm has purchased in business. Now comes a major point about the goodwill of the firm. So I told you goodwill is also regarded as the partnership property, but the word goodwill is not defined. It is simply the reputation. Like I told you, we have been doing business from 10-15 years. So we have built a reputation in the market. Goodwill is part of the partnership property and it can be sold separately. Remember when you used to calculate the value of the purchase consideration that you need to pay when you sell off the business, there is certain payment that you have to make for the goodwill as well. Property of a partner is exclusively belonging to a person, does not become the property of partnership just merely because it is used for the business. Now comes a very, very interesting example. ध्यान से सुनना. 3 partners हैं A, B and C, and they have their firm and they have this partnership firm in Bombay. So there is a place in Bombay that they're having somewhere near Juhu Beach. They have built up an office and they were having the business place in Bombay. But most of the time, the business meetings were held at C's house. Okay. उनका business कहाँ पर है? Bombay में है. एक जुहू बीच के पास कोई ऑफिस है उनका. वहां पे they are doing the firm's business. That is the partnership property. This place where they're doing the business is the partnership property. But now, children, most of the business dealings are held in C's house. So that means C's house is also their partnership property. है ना? क्योंकि वहां पे तो हमारी बिजनेस मीटिंग्स होती हैं. हम रोज शाम को जाकर चाय कॉफी पीते हैं. वहां पर सारे पार्टनर्स इकट्ठे होते हैं, चाय पकौड़े खाते हैं एंड बिजनेस मीटिंग्स डिस्कस होती हैं. तो क्या सी का हाउस भी पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी है? यस और नो? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? कैन वी से दैट दिस विल आल्सो बिकम द पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी? Yes, tell me. Valuation of whether intangible asset you're writing. Yes, Abhishek, that's correct. No, ma'am, it will not become. Very good. Jia, Sneha, Abhishek, Kriti, Bhumika, Deepti, Prakriti, all of you correct. Garv Agarwal, very good. He says if there is an agreement. I like this answer. Good. So anything can be made possible if you make an agreement. But no is the correct answer as of now. We are forgetting about the agreement. If it is silent, that means we are not mentioning anything in the agreement about this. So obviously, just because you're having tea and coffees at C's house and discussing your business plans, C's house will not become a partnership property. This is what this line says, that it does not become partnership property just because you are doing your some property because it belongs to Mr. C. It's Mr. C's house. Okay. Now, the point that this person has mentioned, if there is an agreement. Now, if C has a separate room which he wants to convert it as an office, and they have made an agreement to this respect, that okay, fine, let's make an agreement, then that particular room where they have made an office will definitely be counted as a business property. Okay, it says generally it is not that where you are doing business, it becomes partnership property. But if we have made an agreement to that effect that, okay, fine, we have decided that we are going to treat it as partnership property, then definitely, children, it will become partnership property. Now, application of the partnership property, it has to be exclusively used for the purpose of business. अब जो सी का रूम आपने ऑफिस वाला था, सेक्शन 15 कहते हैं कि ये नहीं कि आपने जब सर आए, सब लोग आए तो ऑफिस प्रॉपर्टी, शाम को वो आपका होटल बन गया या फिर कुछ और ही बन गया, प्ले रूम बन गया खेलने के लिए. If you have said that it's partnership property, it has to be exclusively used for that purpose of business. Now, A and B, whenever they want, they can also come and use that place and they can utilize it for their business. Okay. Again, as per your agreement, you want to have a party over there with all the partners, feel free to have it. But कहने का मतलब ये है कि section 15 typically says that once it is a partnership property, it must be used for the purpose of business, not for any other purpose. Say, for example, you have kept a car for your business. So if one of the partners go for a ride every day and for his personal purposes, taking his girlfriend on a date on that car and roaming in that car every day and night. So it says that that is not good. Something which is in the interest of the assets of the firm, it has to be used for the firm. Please roam in your own car wherever you want to go. If it is to be used for firm's business, then this car will exclusively used for that firm's business. Because कोई भी asset हो सकता है ना, वो तो हमने property घर की बात करी, तो कोई भी asset जो business का है, लैपटॉप है, तो अगर आप लैपटॉप बिजनेस का है, पार्टनरशिप प्रॉपर्टी है, अगर इसका है, पार्टनरशिप के लिए हमने लिया है, तो इसको बिजनेस के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, नॉट फॉर एनी. ओके. Section 16 is very, very simple and it is very, very interesting. It simply tells you, let's go to the presentation. It is simply going to tell you that you cannot make any personal profits out of the business. तो ये देखो फ्लो चार्ट्स मैंने आपके लिए बनाए हुए हैं. Section 14, 15, this is the way you have to make your drawings, flowcharts, and learn when you do your business. Okay, so let's go through the let's see the personal profits earned by the partner, section 16. Now here there are two cases. Number one case, you cannot earn any profits from the firm and keep it to yourself. If we are doing the business together, it is our moral responsibility as a partner that I should give complete information to other partners. If I am aware of anything which my other partners should also know, then I must tell all the partners about each and everything. Okay. So now in this first example that we're going to understand, here he's trying to tell you that there were four partners, A, B, C, and D. They all were in the partnership business for refining sugar. Sugar को refine करते थे, different kind of material में refining they were doing it. Now A was also a wholesale grocer. तो आप अपना business भी कर रहे हो और आप किसी के साथ partner भी हो, so this is also possible. So himself, he was a wholesale grocer. उसका अपना भी एक wholesale में काम उसने करा हुआ था, and he was very, maybe his dad is into all those kind of business, family business है उसका, but he is partner with someone else. So now this A was aware about the variations in sugar market. उसको पता था sale purchase में price इसका कम और ज्यादा होने वाला है, so he kept certain stock of sugar at low price. So what did he do? He purchased entire 500-600 bags of sugar at a very less price and kept it in his godown. Say for example, 500 per bag he has purchased, 5,000 per bag. So now firm was in need of sugar. He said, look, I have already purchased few bags of sugar. Why don't you buy it from me? Today, the market rate is 10,000 per bag. You pay me 10,000 and you take it. Is he doing something legal? He purchased it for 5,000. He has already stored it in his godown. Yeah, he's acting smart, definitely. अच्छा दिमाग लगाया उसने 5,000 के बोरे पहले ही लेके रख लिए एंड अब जब फर्म को जरूरत पड़ी तो उसने उसे उस वक्त मार्केट रेट 10,000 पर बैग था तो उसने फर्म को 10,000 के रेट पे बेच दिया बाद में जब पता लगा तो A, B and C went to court and they said A has made personal profits. He has already kept that sugar in his godown and now he's selling it to us at a double rate. So extra 5,000 per bag, he was supposed to account for these profits because you cannot earn personal profits from your own business. वो आपका business भी तो है ना आप उनके साथ partner हो आप cheat कर रहे हो you are selling it as a retailer to someone else, as a wholesaler to other retailers and retailers, then it's fine. But here you are selling it to your own firm. Firm was in need. Without informing that this sugar belongs to me, he said that I have got it from the market and took the 10,000 from the company's, from the firm's accounts. So he is bound to pay back those 5,000 extra because you cannot earn profits from firm's transactions. Second example says that you cannot do any competitive business. The business that you are doing should not be in competition to the business that is being carried by the partnership. So here A has struck certain transactions. So they were into salt business. Their business was to import the salt from foreign ports and sell it further to Chittagong. He struck certain transactions means उसने अपने नाम पर कुछ salt की transactions कर ली. And ये same थी जो वो खुद business partnership में कर रहा. That means he was doing the same business. In the up example, wholesaler grocer, maybe he was aware of the sugar variations. Maybe his family was into that business. A himself was not doing. But here, A himself is also doing that salt business as well as his firm is also doing that business. Obviously, then you will try to negotiate with his clients also. You will try to bring the clients to your own business. So here, A was held liable to accountable for the profits made by him for his business. Why? Because you cannot do a competitive business with your own partnership firm. So both the points of personal profits, I hope they are clear. Any doubts, please ask over here. Any doubts in section 16, children, you can ask. C, house is not partner. Amar Prajapati, yes, it will be not. But if you have decided as per agreement, then that room particular can become. Any doubts in this? Yes, Krishna Katel, he will have to pay the profits. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying, but he was earning from his personal business himself. No, Yogesh Sharma, you cannot do that. Once you have once you have taken something like 10,000 rupees in that particular example, then extra 5,000, you are just taking it from your own firm as a profit now. So you're making personal profits, so you have to pay it. Okay. Vidisha wants to understand the competition part once again. So Vidisha, basically it is trying to tell you that you cannot do any competition with your own partnership firm. Say for example, मैं आपके साथ partner भी हूँ और आपका दुकान है ग्रोसरी स्टोर की बिस्किट चिप्स नमकीन बेचते हैं मैं आपकी दुकान में पार्टनर हूँ और सामने मैंने एक और दुकान खोल ली अपना बिजनेस. This cannot be done ना. I am partner with you. How can I open up same shop separately also? Okay. Good. देव कुमार अब हिंदी में भी समझाया अभी एग्जाम्पल. आई होप आप समझ आ गए. क्लियर है. No, Prakriti Goyal, in both the cases he will be held liable. Yes, Sandhya. Example number 1, are you talking about this one only? D will have to pay. D was nowhere involved. It is Mr. A who will have to pay back the personal profits. Durga, trade customs means if it is your business tradition to pay interest and capital, then you continue paying. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, relation of partners to third parties. Now come your third party relationship. How you're going to hold them responsible? What will be your liability? So liability of the partners is unlimited. We all know that. Today we will understand to what extent. Whether it is unlimited, personal profits have to be bought in, how the personal profits need to be bought in, all this in detail. We'll be talking about the liabilities of all the partners as well as the firm. Doctrine of holding out. How the liability of non-partner is created. You've already done section 28 with me, holding out of the partner. Rights of transferee. Children, section 29 is your sub-partnership. You all were asking. Section 29 talks about sub-partnership. So whether you can transfer your interest to other partners. If yes, then he becomes a sub-partner and provisions of section 29 will become applicable. And the next class in detail discussion about minor is going to happen. So I hope you will enjoy that as well. So today we'll briefly discuss section 18 to section 27. Now somebody was writing, ma'am, ask questions to us. So here section 18, आपने ही मुझे पढ़ाना है, मैंने नहीं पढ़ा. Prayukta, where is your question? Prayukta is asking if he has bought sugar. So again, Prayukta, whether with your own money or firm's money, you are taking out the profits from the business, no? You have already purchased the sugar and you've kept it in the godown, and now you are charging higher price. So you can sell it to the price at which you have already paid, but not beyond that. Okay? Vishakha, doctrine means the rule, certain rules if you have it. Okay. Section 17. Okay. Section 17, Krishna Patel. It is very simple. When we go to the study material, we'll do a fair reading. Fiza, a lot of sections are there, but you don't need to learn the sections. Now let me ask the question. Okay. It was my turn and now you have started asking. If there is any expenditure on the client, then who bear if meeting takes place? Gautam Verma, all the expenditure have to be borne from the firm's business. Okay? आप ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते हो कि ए ने अगर किसी को चाय पिलाई है क्लाइंट को तो ए बेयर करेगा. See, again, trust and faith. Relationship of partner is based on trust and faith. If Gautam, you, me and Abhishek, we are partners. And Abhishek said, यार okay यार मैं client को मिलने जा रहा हूँ business के लिए, तो चाय कॉफी पिला दी उसने अपने पैसों से भी. And if Gautam and Harleen say that we'll pay you and he's okay, and it's okay, yaar, next time you do it. So it's a mutual understanding. Partnership is all about, friendship, bond of trust and confidence. We can't keep fighting for such issues. If we are fighting for such issues, then it will become difficult to continue this partnership. All right, we will do quiz also, but first answer me. Pavitra, in what particular one you want to know? If there is no agreement, then we will follow whatever rules are given under section 30. Good, Ritu. I'm glad all the concepts are clear. Venkat Lakshmi is asking the meaning of indemnity. Indemnity means to compensate. किसी का अगर कोई नुकसान हुआ है, somebody has suffered loss because of you, so you need to pay them back. You need to compensate. Okay. All right, so the question in front of you over here is, section 18 tells you that the partners are an agent of the firm. What is the meaning of agency? You all know, partners are agent as well as principal. What do you mean by that? Fatapat se batao. If you say partners are agent of the firm, what do you mean by that? Does it mean that they have unlimited liability, or it means that they are liable to each other? They are liable for the purpose of business. Yes, I know that you know this one. It's very simple. Law of agency applies to all the partners, means they are agent as well as principal. Yes, mutual agency was something that I was asking. Okay. So here agency extends only to the business, does not cover works in the individual capacity. What is the meaning of this line? It says we are trying to be agent for each other, but only for the purpose of business, and not in individual capacity. So what do you mean by partners being agent for each other? Quickly answer. Are all the partners agent of each other? Yes or no? And what do you mean by being agent? It says agency operates against sleeping and ostensible partner as well. They are too liable for the acts of. So what does it mean? Partners can act on behalf of others. They're liable to each other. Mutual agency is the cardinal principle. Wow. Liability can act on behalf. It means they can bind the firm. Very good, Shri. So are the sleeping and dominant partner also agents of the firm? It says yes. Why? Because they are also liable. Remember, the sleeping partner, although he is not participating in the business, but his liability is again unlimited as an active partner. Now let's understand this line, agency extends to only business and not individually, with a beautiful example given over here. It says आप सबने बोला कि agent bind करते हैं, तो क्या all the acts of the partner bind the firm? क्या anything as a partner if I'll do it will bind the firm? ABC is a firm and Mr. A, a partner, booked the tickets through a travel agent for a holiday. Does partner A fails to make the payment, is the firm bound to make the payment for A? Law says no, firm is not bound by his acts because this act was done in the personal purposes. So it is very, very important to understand anything that you are doing in the personal capacity or personal nature, the other partners will never be held liable for that. All right. So any individual activity that the partners do, so this is the authority of a partner. So वो कहते हैं आपको शुरू वो ऐसे करते हैं नेचर एंड एक्सटेंट ऑफ लायबिलिटी, फिर सेक्शन 18 कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सा होता है बट उसमें मेन मीनिंग क्या है कि पार्टनर्स आर द एजेंट. All my students have answered cardinal principle agency, we understood. Authority of a partner means capacity of a partner to bind other partners. So ये capacity partner को किसने दी है? आपने बताया मुझे अभी कि एजेंसी ने दी. So every partner has a right to bind the other partner. A went to buy the products for the business, B and C are liable. B went to buy something for the business, A and C are liable. A went to do something for personal things. Nobody is liable. Firm is not liable. Only Mr. A is liable. So authority of the partner means capacity of partners to bind the others by his act. Now implied authority, section 19 कहते हैं implied authority क्या है? Remember the meaning of expressed and implied? Expressed means by words spoken and written. Implied means like that coolie picks up your luggage and starts walking. That means it's an implied contract. You go to a restaurant with your parents and you showed on the menu that I want to see, you see a paneer tikka and you pointed and he gets the paneer tikka. That means sale has happened. You have to pay. It was implied by your action. When you said, place an order for this, that means now he has got you that paneer tikka. Doesn't mean that you will eat it and go out without paying. You cannot say there is no express contract. मैंने तो बोला ही नहीं कि मेरे लिए लाओ और मैं पे करूंगा. मैंने तो सिर्फ ये कहा कि ले आओ. So it is implied. कुछ चीजें लॉ में implied होती हैं. आपको कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक्सप्रेस करने की हर वक्त जरूरत नहीं है. बाय रिटन और स्पोकन और वर्ड स्पोकन, it is not necessary. Some things become implied. Similarly, he tells you that authority, जो ये authority है, is the power of binding of the firm की personal purposes के लिए तो नहीं है. We have understood. But some authority is given to the partners by express. Express authority means there are 3 partners. Harleen ma'am said that only Mr. A partner will do all the purchases. So now this partner A is only bound to do the purchases. He will not poke his nose in the sales. I have given him the authority. I have given him the power. This power is something which is with you. Please utilize your power only till that extent. But कुछ implied authority भी है. What is that implied authority? To do the business, to check the accounts, to see if everything is in the place. Now, if you are doing a business and this is your office table and your 3 partners A, B and C, and every time B comes and arranges all the files. One day B was absent, he was not there in the firm, and you saw all the files, they were scattered. And A came in the office. Do I have to tell A that please arrange the files? It is his responsibility also. Few things are implied. आपको कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपका भी तो ऑफिस है, आपको पता है क्लाइंट आने वाला है, तो इसको रखना है, ढंग से रखना है, ऑर्गेनाइज्ड रहना है, ड्यूटीज अपनी डिलीजेंटली परफॉर्म करनी है. ये सारी एम्प्लॉयड अथॉरिटीज है. समथिंग बाय योर एक्ट एंड कंडक्ट यू आर शोइंग टू अस, समथिंग यू आर डूइंग इन द नॉर्मल नेचर ऑफ द बिजनेस, फॉर कैरिंग आउट द बिजनेस, फॉर एक्टिंग इन फॉर्म्स नेम्स. अगर आपने ये रखा है साइड पे रखिए तो अपने बिजनेस को नीट एंड क्लीन लुक दे रहे हो ना, अपने लिए बिजनेस के लिए कर रहे हो, तो ये बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, इम्प्लाइड है. एक्सप्रेस अथॉरिटी वो है जो हमने पार्टनरशिप दे दिया एग्रीमेंट में, लिखकर आपको स्पेसिफिक काम करने को कहा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द बिजनेस ऑफ द फर्म इज टू सेल एंड परचेज शूज. सो दे आर इनटू सेल एंड परचेज ऑफ शूज, बट वन ऑफ द पार्टनर परचेज द क्लॉथ्स फॉर द बिजनेस. सो मिस्टर ए मार्केट में गए, उन्होंने कहा मैं ना कपड़े खरीद कर ले आया हूँ हमारे बिजनेस के लिए. तो भैया बिजनेस किस चीज का है? शूज का बिजनेस है, आप कपड़े खरीद कर ला रहे हो, क्या कर रहे हो आप ना? कैन यू से दैट मैम आपने बोला था एम्प्लॉयड अथॉरिटी है, पार्टनर को तो काम करना है, वो कुछ भी काम कर देगा. हियर द आंसर इज नो. एम्प्लॉयड अथॉरिटी शुड ओनली बी रिलेटेड टू द बिजनेस. फर्म इज नॉट बाउंड फॉर एनी सच पर्सनल एक्ट. कुछ भी आप पर्सनल नेचर में अगर आप काम करते हो ना, उसके लिए फर्म विल नेवर बी हेल्ड बाउंड. Only for the nature of business, whatever you are acting or you're doing, the firm will be held bound. All right. So I hope this point is clear. Express and implied authority, both the points we have done. However, there are certain restrictions on the implied authorities. You want to do the restrictions today or you want me to stop here? Tell me. We still have 5 minutes. We can do the restrictions or we can take up the doubts, whatever you want. Yes, Sneha, all the partners will be equal liable. Okay, this is the answer that you have given. Vishakha saying agent means somebody who is acting on your behalf. Express implied is also correct. Okay. Take up the doubts, Aniket, but if you have any doubts, we can do it. Let's do the restrictions. Understood all the topics clearly, crystal clear. I think let's complete the restrictions also. It will be better because then you can have it a fair reading and next class you can get its doubts. All right, let's move ahead with the restrictions as well. Statutory restrictions. Now, many of you are writing do it. Many of you are writing stop here only. So now I'm going with the unanimous decision. Let's complete it. Okay, let's do it. We have 5 minutes. We'll be able to. Statutory restrictions means certain restrictions which law has provided. Now, you all know what is implied authority. That authority to act in the nature of business. So we can, okay, let's take a call in between. We'll do first 3 of them. Okay. And after that, we can see. Next time, we'll do the quiz. Don't worry. Statutory restrictions means that we are legally, law has provided certain restrictions on such implied authority. Number 1 restriction is submit a dispute for arbitration. Now, what is the meaning of arbitration? Sometimes you try to settle your fights and disputes without going to the court, and then you go to the arbitrator. Arbitrator is a person who is not generally a lawyer, but he is a person who has been appointed as an arbitrator, and A and B, both the parties, go to him, they tell their reasons of fights, and arbitrator tries to resolve. So before going to the High Court, Supreme Court, or District Court, you simply go to the arbitrator. He's the level before the court thing, and then you can settle it outside. But can the partners go to the arbitrator? Law says no. Now, all these other restrictions means the acts which the partners cannot do. आप लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पे restrictions on implied authority means these are all the acts that a partner cannot do. Again, unless they have an agreement for this. Okay, so partners are restricted. Partners cannot do these acts unless there is an agreement to respect of this. So number one thing that they cannot do is they cannot go to the arbitrator for filing a dispute. Can they open a bank account on behalf of the firm in his personal name? So A went to the banker and he said, please open up A's account and all the banking transaction will be done in my name. He does not have the authority to do that. Compromise or relinquish any claim by the firm. So compromise means or relinquish means to accept. So firm, anyone has filed a case against the firm and firm was to pay 50 or maybe 1 crore for that. And A went to the court and he said, okay, we don't want to fight further. I will relinquish this claim. I will accept. I will compromise. Any claim the firm has to pay, let's compromise. Firm is ready to pay 1 crore rupees. Law says you cannot do that. You have no implied authority to compromise any claim by the firm. Any certain expenditures or amounts which are to be paid by the firm, court will only take a final decision. You cannot do any settlement at your own end. Similarly, you cannot withdraw any suit. If any case has been filed by the firm, one of the partners just cannot go and withdraw that case that no, we don't want to fight. If it has been filed by the firm, all the partners unanimously has to take a decision. Unanimously means together. Or you cannot admit any liability. You cannot accept any liability. For example, any liability against the firm has been put and firm was supposed to pay 5 crore rupees. And again, you said that, okay, fine, we are ready to pay 5 crore rupees. Don't carry this case further. So you cannot accept any liability. Neither you can compromise, neither you can accept any liability which is against the firm. Nor you can withdraw any suits and proceedings. So first 2 points relate to arbitrator and banking account. You cannot open a banking account in your own name. You cannot go to the arbitrator. These 3 points relate to claims by the firm. So you cannot withdraw any case which has been filed by the firm. Firm filed a case that we are not happy with the supplier. One of the partners just went, no, we don't want to fight. Let the firm keep on saying, we don't want to fight. You cannot withdraw. Firm has to take the decision. You cannot, as a partner, alone take a decision. And you cannot accept any liability against the firm. I think let's do the balance also. Immovable property. Now, these 2 points relate to immovable property. Even a partner does not have a right to acquire any immovable property. Immovable means something which cannot be moved from one place to another, like land, properties, buildings. So you cannot take any property on behalf of firms. Neither you can sell any property which belongs to the firm. So it's partnership property. It can only be disposed of at the time of dissolution. You cannot sell it off. Neither you can acquire any partnership property on your own. 8th point, you have to tell me, can you enter into partnership on behalf of the firm? Law says no. There is a restriction. Why? Because firm is not an artificial person. Only an artificial person can enter into the, only company is an artificial person. So company can enter into as a partner in a firm, but firm cannot enter into partnership on behalf of the firm. So partners can be partners in any other firms as well, but you cannot enter into partnership on behalf of your firm. So well justified, well done. All those said that in 5 minutes we were able to do it. Oh, yes, Avesh, I know you need time to digest all this from your hair. Thank you, Sneha Singh. Thank you, Durga. He's written Panchayat. Okay, so Panchayat wanted to do it, right? Yes, arbitrator is the person who solved. Bilkul theek. Mangal Pali and Gupta. Yes, arbitrator settling. Prakriti, Goyal, Durga, all of you correct. Thank you, Jia Walia. 3rd point, Subiksha. So 3rd point is you cannot compromise on any liability. Suppose firm had to pay 20,000 rupees and firm is fighting a case on behalf of that. And you as a partner went and said, okay, we are ready to pay 20,000. So this cannot be done. Anything which we have to claim from other person or we have to pay, we have to take the decision of firm, not of a single partner. Yes, Om Gupta, firm cannot enter into partnership. Firm is not artificial person. Good. Thank you, Om Gupta. Thank you, Varun. What to do after classes? Whether you have to revise, sit down with your notes, take 1 hour break, and then start making notes, revise whatever you have done. Yes, Mangal Valley companies are artificials. Thank you, Rohani. Thank you so much. Thank you, children. Make a timetable and study properly. That is very important thing. Thank you, Sneha Singh. Thank you, Badisha De. You enjoyed the funny examples. That's great. So retain those examples in your mind. Law will become enjoyable for you also. Thank you, Purva. Yes, PPTs will be uploaded. Don't worry, Krishna Singh. Priya Darshni, thank you so much. Thank you, children. All right, please keep revising. We'll complete on Wednesday. We'll complete second chapter on Friday, and we'll start with third. And Friday, we'll complete partition. Thank you so much. Goodbye.